Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I wanted to talk about will Cody Rhodes finally finish his story at Wrestlemania 40. Wrestlemania XL I think they're marketing it as this year. Can he finally defeat the 1,300 day reign of Roman Reigns? I think it is currently as of recording this video. Maybe 1,301. I'm recording this the day after SmackDown on February 17th, so I'm recording this on February 18th. We've just seen The Rock return to SmackDown and cut his first proper heel promo, which was amazing, by the way. You kind of forget after the last sort of, 20 years almost now since Hollywood Rock. And obviously he's come back. He came back in WrestleMania 20, then he came back and did the thing with Cena, and then he pops in here and then, and you almost forget The Rock as a heel. Like you don't like when you. Well, personally for me, I think of Hollywood Rock and that sort of late '90s Rock, leader of the domination, all that. You kind of forget how good he is as a heel. But we're getting slightly off topic there. Will Cody Rhodes finish his story at WrestleMania 40? Now, I just want to have a talk about this. You know, it's been a long, probably WWE's best story, or the Bloodline's been the best story in. To be honest with you, I started watching wrestling around probably 2008, 2009 sort of time. And from my memory at least, I don't remember being as invested as a story as I am in this one, or have been. Obviously, it's got a little stale from here and there. It's picked back up again now The Rock's come in. But really, it's been top-notch storytelling for most of the last 3.5 years since Roman returned at Payback 2020. So, will Cody Rhodes finish the story? This is the question we're trying to answer today. You know, all signs point to yes is how I'm going to start this off. All signs point to, the main question is, has Roman Reigns' reign, I should say, gone on too long? Personally, I don't think so. I'm a big Roman Reigns fan. I always kind of liked him through the Big Dog era. It was hard to be a Roman Reigns fan through the Big Dog era because, his promo skills needed a lot of work. It's almost amazing now listening to him on the mic now compared to how he was back in sort of, 2016, 17, 18. He was okay, but, his in-ring work's always been great. But, compared to now, he's one of the best on the mic, period. I'd argue that against anybody. So, has the reign gone on too long? Well, in my opinion, no. The longer the reign goes on, the more of this undefeatable boss he becomes. It makes every Roman match a must-see match because you don't know what's going to happen. Now, let's caveat that. Do we know what's going to happen with the Bloodline interfering? This is what, in my opinion, has ruined the story, really, because Roman's become this chicken champion, like all heel champions in wrestling, where he constantly needs this aid. That was all right for a while, especially in certain, sprinkled through certain areas. The one I think of most is the Drew McIntyre one. I know we'd already seen some interferences at that time, but the Clash of the Castle one was the first time where it felt like Drew could really dethrone Roman Reigns. And that's where using Solo and protecting Drew as a threat worked. Now, I'm not saying that we should have buried LA Knight at Crown Jewel. I'm not saying we should have buried Logan Paul before that at the Crown Jewel. Was that 2022's Crown Jewel? That's crazy. Or anyone in between, like Sami Zayn or anything like that. But what I am going to say is it's been overused. Roman Reigns is credible enough to be anyone on that roster. You don't need to bury half the roster, but people like Finn Balor, did they need to bring the Demon for that Extreme Rules match? Did they need to have that stupid top rope breaking angle? Roman could have beaten Finn Balor clean. Not the Demon. They should have had Finn Balor going on that. He could have beat him clean. I just think they haven't been the smartest in how they've booked the character to be this massive chicken. People may disagree with me on that, but really, when it comes down to it, when Roman Reigns fights, he should be winning clean, so that when the person comes, which could be Cody Rhodes, to dethrone him, it feels like it's earned. It's not felt like because someone couldn't get involved, if you know what I mean. Because then it's kind of like, well, what are we doing at this point? Just ban them from ringside. So, that's my first point. Has it gone on too long for a lot of people? Yes, it has. It's time to finally end and have an active champion that's around all the time. We've done all we can do with Roman Reigns at this point. So my second thing is, will The Rock help? Well, all signs point to it on the SmackDown that we just witnessed the day before I'm recording this. Well, in the UK, we watched it. I watched it on a Saturday on Friday, so I guess I should have said it's the Friday, the 16th of February's edition of SmackDown. The Rock. There was a lot of signs, which I'm sure you saw the videos. The Rock pointing up, not the ones. He was actually pointing up an L sign. I don't know what that's about. Pointing at Roman Reigns when he says, "I'll make sure I do everything that you don't walk out champion." There's a lot of signs to say that The Rock might double cross Reigns. In my opinion, this has absolutely happened. You know, Roman loses the title almost not legitimately because the Rock gets involved in there somewhere. You know, it's almost like payback for all the times that Roman's had interferences in his matches. You know, you don't lose all Roman's credibility by losing clean, but at the same time, you're building up to that mega match at probably WrestleMania 41 of Roman v The Rock. So, absolutely, The Rock could turn on him, and I think that with this whole Rock going on about the long game, we could absolutely see Rock and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 41, possibly SummerSlam or a Saudi show, but really I feel like a match of that magnitude, you know, let it fester for a year, let it build for a year. You know, there's probably a lot of things they can do with that story, and getting Paul Heyman and, you know, all sorts of returning characters back to tell that story. So the next thing I want to talk about is, has Cody lost his hype? Well, if you asked me this a few weeks ago before the Royal Rumble, I'd have said that people had almost gone past the point of Cody. However, I've been proven wrong by that, by the fact that, you know, when he won the Royal Rumble, people were thrilled by it, especially after Punk got injured. Lovely crossroads there by Cody. As Punk got injured, people seemed to really get behind Cody Rhodes, and also I feel like, is it because we're getting behind Cody Rhodes, or is it because we didn't want to see a part-timer push their way into the main event spot of WrestleMania? That's what I'm trying to get at here. Like, is it Cody Rhodes that people want to say, or they just don't want to see The Rock? Ooh. I mean, looking at the comments, you know, there was a lot of Cody crybabies, as they called it. But at the same time, I absolutely feel that that The Rock, there was a lot of people in the comments, what I'm trying to say, that did actually want to see Roman versus The Rock. The last thing I want to talk about is, if it's not Cody, then who is it? Like, think about the entire roster that we've got at this point. If Cody Rhodes isn't going to beat Roman Reigns, then who could it possibly be? You know, I feel like Drew McIntyre's had too many losses to Seth Rollins now. He's lost a bit of credibility. I feel like the Sami Zayn story's kind of told its tale. And I don't know if Sami's personally that one to beat Roman. You know, The Rock, we don't want to see The Rock beat Roman. We don't want to see a part-time. We want to see it elevate someone. So, in my opinion, with how the WWE roster is looking at the moment and who's credible enough to beat Roman Reigns, I feel like it kind of has to be Cody Rhodes. You know, even if Punk didn't get injured, does Punk need it? No, he doesn't. So, I'm racking my brain now. Seth doesn't need it. LA Knight, is he really the one to beat Roman Reigns? People may say yes. But there's some money to be made there with Cody and LA Knight matches, and the promos there would probably be really entertaining as well. You know, there's a lot of stories they can still tell with Cody Rhodes being the champion. So, in conclusion, I think at WrestleMania 40, at WrestleMania XL, my personal prediction is that we will see Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns. I think the reign is finally over. You know, I feel like the story has run its course. And that leads me on to sort of, not the final question, but if Cody Rhodes wins, and we said, like, my prediction, he's going to win, what happens next? Well, I guess that's for WWE to write and decide for us. But I'm concerned to see, you know, we've seen Seth and Cody. We've seen Cody fight a lot of the top guys. How are we going to advance Cody's story? You know, when one story ends, a new one, WWE, it doesn't stop. Wrestling doesn't stop. Someone, at some point, the story needs to continue. But as we can see in this 2K23 simulation in the terrible WrestleMania 39 arena I have, Roman Reigns did not lose a championship. I suppose that's accustomed to real life and how it happened there. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think in the comments. Do you think Cody Rhodes will beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 30? My prediction is yes. I want to thank you very much for watching this video. If you did like it, drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. See you later.